You know, as winter comes to an end, we all start to anxiously await the arrival of something very special. No, I'm not talking about springtime or warm weather. I'm talking about the Girl Scout cookies. Yes, folks, it's that time of year again, and I couldn't be any happier. I have stocked myself up with about a bazillion boxes of these babies. I got all my favorite kinds, the tag-along, Samoa, Thin Mint, and now I want to do something special with these cookies. I'm not just going to inhale them like I do every year, although I might have done a little bit of that in the beginning. But no, today we're going to make them into brownies. We're going to take little brownie bites and stuff them with a whole Girl Scout cookie. Then we're going to top it with a delicious glaze. Now I'm going to use two kinds of cookies today. Why am I using two? Because honestly I couldn't pick my favorite. I had to have them both. So we're going to use the tag-alongs, and I'm also going to use Samoas. You could use your favorite though. If you like Thin Mints, they'll work perfectly as well. For the tag-alongs, we'll top it with a peanut butter glaze. And for the Samoas, we're going to top it with a caramel coconut glaze. Doesn't this just sound too good to be true? Okay, I'm dying to get started now. So our first plan of action is to melt our butter, 2 sticks of it of course, and we're going to melt the sugar into it. So I've got this over low heat, dumping our butter in. Okay, now that our butter's good and melted, we're going to get our sugar in, make these nice and sweet. This is 2 1/4 cups of sugar. We're going to whisk it good. We want this nice and dissolved. It's going to be a little thick at first, just keep on whisking. Kind of just looks like slush right now. Alright, the sugar's good to go, so now we want to quick get the rest of our wet ingredients together. I got 4 eggs here, now let's get cracking. Get it? Sorry. Do you ever see people who can crack eggs with one hand? I literally think that's the most amazing thing in the world. Like, if I met somebody who could do that in person, I would just have the utmost respect for them, simply because they can do that. Oopsie. Definitely getting some egg on your shirt. Now, we are going to add our chocolatey element, dark baking cocoa. Alright, I want 1 1/4 cups of this stuff. We want to add some salt. Salt goes into all baked goods. It's a matter of balancing out that sweet flavor with a little bit of salty. Just a ½ teaspoon. Now we want a teaspoon of baking powder. Make these rise nice. And last but not least, a teaspoon of vanilla. Another thing that goes into basically all baked goods. Now we want to beat it together. Alright, ready? Here we go. Kind of like a chocolate dust storm going on here. Oh, if only all dust storms could be made of chocolate. Alright, now what I got here is basically like pure fudge. That ain't a sign of good brownie, then I don't know what is. So now, we're going to stir in our hot butter mixture. And now this is where you're going to want to start going easy on the mixing, because if you overmix, your brownies are going to be more on the cakey side. I don't know about you, but I like my brownies fudgy. This is kind of funny with all that dark cocoa powder in here. It kind of just looks like tar. But it smells like chocolatey deliciousness. Lastly, we're going to fold in our flour. Let's just do a little bit at a time. And like I said, be gentle. Brownies are simple, but they do need some love and care. Gotta handle them gently and treat them with respect. In case you guys were wondering, yes, Reese is here. As always, she is always waiting in the background, hoping something will fall, hoping I'll give her a little bit of something to eat. Unfortunately, I can't share today because we're making chocolatey goodness, and chocolate ain't good for doggies. Okay, our last bit of flour. Oh, it smells so good. I gotta tell you, if it weren't for the whole salmonella thing, I probably wouldn't bake anything. I'd just eat the straight up batter. So now our brownie batter has come together absolutely beautifully. We basically got ourselves a bowl of delicious chocolate goo. Nice and dark and rich. Oh, it's going to be so decadent. Okay, so I got my two favorite kinds of cookies here. I got the tag-alongs. I got the Samoas, but you can use whichever ones are your favorite. You don't have to make two kinds. That's just what I'm doing. And just make one kind. You can make every single kind of Girl Scout cookie in existence if that's what you wish. Go for it. I'm not going to stop you. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to take our brownie batter and I'm going to take a ladle, scoop some up, and I'm going to plop a little drop of it in the bottom, probably about a third, a quarter of the way full. Then I'm going to take our cookie of choice, a little tag along, stick it in there good, and then we're going to cover it with another layer of the batter. Basically, we're burying our cookies. Okay, I'm going to do that with all of my cookies and we'll get them in the oven. The problem with cooking with Girl Scout cookies is that it makes you want Girl Scout cookies. So I'm digging into my Thin Mints. Don't judge me, you guys. So once your cupcakes are cooled, it's time for our finishing touch. We're going to do a delicious drizzle on these guys. Now I've made a special drizzle for each cupcake. For the tag-alongs, we're going to make a peanut butter drizzle. Now all you need for this, cup of creamy peanut butter. Put that into a small little mixing bowl. Okay, we're going to do 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar. Alright, let's mix that all together. Alright, I'm going to transfer this to my little condiment dispenser. If you don't have one of these, you can just use a fork to drizzle. Trying very hard not to make a mess. Put our top on. Now I got me one of our tag-along cupcakes here. Let's get some drizzle on this guy. Yeah. Ooh, it's so pretty. Alright. There's just something so pretty about peanut butter against chocolate. It's such a beautiful color combination. Okay. And next, after we do all of our tag-alongs with the peanut butter drizzle, we're going to do our Samoas with a coconut caramel drizzle. So for our Samoas, I have this caramel sundae syrup you buy at the store. I'm going to start with it. It already conveniently comes in one of these little squeezable bottles, which is great for us. Now this stuff's a bit thinner than the peanut butter is, so I'm not going to really do a drizzle. I'm just going to do a nice complete glaze over the entire topping. So squeeze some on there. And then you can just use a butter knife, spread it out. Yeah. Then we are going to take some little pieces of shredded coconut and sprinkle them on top. Look how pretty it is. Okay, you guys, are you ready to cut these open and see what they look like on the inside? Alright. Can't wait to see what's on the inside. Slice through. Sweet Jesus. Hello. Do you see that Girl Scout cookie in there? My goodness. This is like my idea of heaven, basically. It's a brownie with Girl Scout cookies inside of it. I think I should try a bite. Maybe just one bite for now. Yeah, I think so too. It's like heaven beamed down this dessert for me personally. I know God has asked me to share it with the rest of you. If you're as much of a Girl Scout cookie lover as I am, you have got to try these brownies. It's almost too good to be true, but it's not, it's real. So you can grab this recipe on my website, and it's surprisingly easy to make, but it's gonna really impress whoever you make it for, because they'll be like, how'd you get a cookie inside this cupcake? Well, you saw, we just buried it in brownie batter. It's like magic. So head on over to thesmartcookiecook.com and you can find this recipe plus tons of other delicious recipes that you've simply just gotta try. No, I'm really glad that you guys joined me today to make these, but now I'm kicking you out because I just want to be alone with the brownie. Bye guys, till next time. You know, as winter comes to an end, we all start to Shut up.